Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and it'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Peep Squad is in the building, baby. We going to the top, to the top, to the top, to the top, baby. Yes, we are. So let's get started. Let's talk about Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 2. It's going down. What is going to happen? What is Arya going to do? Who is she going to kill? Is she going to kill the many-faced god? Is she going to take his face? Is she able to do that? Is Bran able to warp into, Jon Snow, or to one of the dragons and kill the Night King? Kill the Night King, kill him. Like, what's going to happen? And then are we going to see the dragon that is now part of the army of the dead? Like, it's going down, baby. Like, what is really going to happen? But Bran says that they don't know if dragon fire can actually kill the Night King because it's never been tried. So can Bran warp into a dragon and kill the Night King, or is he able to? So, is Jon Snow going to ride the dragon and actually kill the Night King? What's going to happen with this? Is Jon Snow going to get back on the dragon, baby? What's going to happen? And is Arya possibly going to kill Daenerys for Jon and Sansa? Like, it's going down, so let's get started, baby. I'm like, OMG. And we got Bree. She's able to be a knight. I was like, oh shit, Bree's a knight. She's a knight. And Tormund, he wants Bree badly. He is attracted. He's attracted to her. He wants her bad. He's telling stories about being with a woman, a giant woman. The reason why he's so big is because he was drinking on the milk. I was like, come on, Torment. Just too much. He's really attracted to, Bree. So let's get into it. Let's start off. So right now we got Jaime. Jaime done came through, and basically it seems like Daenerys wants to kill him, take him down, because she heard stories about how to kill Jaime and get rid of Jaime, because Jaime had killed, the Night King or whatever. And then Sansa jumps in and was like, yeah, you did this, you did all that to me. And basically, and it seemed like Daenerys and Sansa was going to actually stone or have Jaime killed. And then we have Tyrion. He jumps in and he vouches for his brother as much as he could. And then we have Bree. She comes in and she vouches for, Jaime. And then, she said, like, and Bree was like, yo, Sansa, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here, baby, if it wasn't for Jaime. Jaime lost his hand defending me because I was about to get raped because we was captive. I was like, Like, what's really going on? Like, this is crazy. So now we got this situation. It seems like he's about to go, and then all of a sudden Sansa was like, we're gonna keep him. I don't know if Sansa really wanted to keep him because of what Bree said, or because she was going against Daenerys, because she's not feeling Daenerys. She thinks Daenerys is manipulating her brother and taking advantage of Jon Snow. Then Jon Snow agrees, then everybody agrees, and then it goes on from there. So I'm just like, what's going on? Bree, she really got up there and she defended, Jaime. And Daenerys is feeling a certain type of way. She thought she had some camaraderie with, Sansa, but especially going against Jaime, but it didn't happen. So we get Bree. She stands up and she defends Jaime, and Jaime's there. Jaime just looks so different. Bree's there, she's out here. And then we have, Arya. She messed up with Gendry, and Gendry is making her weapon or whatever, and she shows how good she is. Like, her aim, like, she's so precise. She has so much precision. I mean, she's really a killer. And she talked about the many-faced guard and getting face, and she was basically asking, Gendry about, like, what happened, like, basically what was going on with him. And he basically described his situation of seeing the army of the dead like it was death. It was scary. She was like, I know what death is. I seen death. I know. And so it was just like, she was talking about the many-faced God and basically, killing people, whatever. So I'm thinking, I don't know if she called the many-faced God, is he coming through? But is somebody going to kill the Night King? Like, this is going down. And Gendry is one of the people that did see, the army of the dead. And he actually gets to tell Arya about it. And she's just looking at him. But, it's going down. And so then we finally get to see Jamie. Jamie meets up with, Bran. And basically he was like, how come you didn't tell? Jamie's like, how come you didn't tell on me? How come you didn't snitch on me? I'm sorry for what I did to you. And then and Bran was like, if I would tell on you, then you'll be dead, and, you won't be able to assist us in the war. So Jamie's going to be doing something really powerful, before Bran to actually want him to be there and make sure that everything works out for, Jamie, because Jamie has a purpose. And what is Jamie's purpose going to do, fighting with Winterfell, fighting with, Daenerys, and fighting with Jon Snow is really something serious. But he came there to warn them. Jamie came there to warn Daenerys and Tyrion that, Daenerys lied. She never agreed to actually assist them, and she's basically on her way to kill him. And we don't know where Bron's at. Bron is somewhere, so we'll find out where Bron's at. But Bron's supposed to be killing Jamie and Tyrion. So Bran and Jamie, they have that conversation. Jamie apologized. He was like, how come you didn't tell on me? He was like, I don't know. Bran was like, it's going to start war. Bran didn't want to say anything. Bran was like, you're here for a purpose. And I'm not going to tell on you after, because the first thing Jamie asked, like, after the war is done, are you going to tell the people what I did to you? How come you didn't tell none of the people what I did to you? How come you didn't tell your father what I did to you? How come you didn't tell anybody? And then Bran was like, I'm glad you did what you did, because if you didn't, I would still be Brandon Stark. But now I'm Bran, and he's the Raven. You know what I'm saying? So he's grateful, and he understands, everything was meant for a purpose. Like he's not Brandon Stark anymore, so he holds no ill will. Jamie don't understand it, but one person that do understand Bran is going to be Tyrion, because Tyrion sits down and have a conversation with Bran, and I guarantee you, Bran done enlightened it. Tyrion, and told Tyrion some real info, because Tyrion's able to understand. Bran doesn't really tell the characters, what's going on, like his sister or people around him, because they really can't get it. They really don't understand, what he's saying or his power. But Tyrion will be able to understand his power and what he's actually trying to say and what he's trying to convey across, to everybody. And so now we got Tyrion and, his brother, Jamie. They're actually having a conversation. They're talking about Cersei, and Cersei being no good, and Cersei lying and basically playing this game. And so, Tyrion was like, I was fooled. I really thought that she changed because she was pregnant, and I thought she wanted to start a new world, start new. How could he be a fool, And so, Jamie was like, I know, she fooled us, but she's really is pregnant. Sansa, She really is. Cersei's really pregnant. She's really, pregnant and everything. And so, Jamie was like, don't beat yourself down, because, she fools many of people. And so Tyrion goes, she has never fooled you. You always knew who she was, and you still loved her anyway. You knew who she was. You knew everything that she stood for. So I think Jamie and Bree are going to hook up. I think they have a relationship. I think they have a chemistry that we're going to see that's going to happen. And then we have Jamie. He goes to tell, Bran that he goes to tell Bree that, hey, listen, thank you for what you did for me, Blase and a third, and you are honorable fighter, this and that. And I want to know if I could fight for you, because he was like, I know you're fighting over here. He was like, I want to know if you would take me to be your soldier. I used to be a good fighter, but I'm not that person anymore. But I want to know if you could be my commander, And so that was a sweet moment. She didn't answer him because she was just like shocked, because everybody knew who Jamie is. Jamie was the greatest fighter ever. That was so foul when they cut his hand off. I mean, that was so foul. And basically, we have Jorah. He's meeting up with Daenerys to tell Daenerys, do not kill, Tyrion. Do not throw Tyrion away, because Daenerys is upset with Tyrion because he failed. He should have known that his sister was lying. She thinks that he's betraying her. He's playing a game with her, and his brother's here, and they're going to slit her throat. And Tyrion is stupid. He's making too many mistakes, and she's upset, and she's pissed by it because, it's more mistakes Tyrion has made, but this is, Tyrion is one of the smartest people too as well. And, Jorah's there to basically defending Tyrion and saying, hand, please keep cheering it on. He's going to be a good hand. Everybody makes mistakes. We all make mistakes. And so Daenerys is like, for real, you want to defend him? Somebody that took your job, stole your job and everything like that? For real? And he was like, he's very smart. He's very brilliant. Blase a third. So it is what it is. And he goes, I have a request that you do something else. I don't know if that request was for her to go talk to Sansa or for her to do something else that we didn't see. So we got Daenerys. She goes over there to talk to, Sansa. And basically she says, I thought, Daenerys is telling Sansa, I thought everything was good with us. Like we was on an agreement with what we were going to do with, Jaime, but then you totally changed. And so you have that conversation, and basically then they end up making some ground where they start to talk about where they came from and what they've been through and all this other stuff. And Daenerys talks about first Sansa says that my brother loves you, could be manipulating him and using him, and she goes, well, my job and what I was supposed to do is be queen of the 7 thrones or the 7 houses or whatever. I was supposed to be in charge of everything, and I was in war, battle and everything until I met your brother. Now he got me here in Winterfell fighting with you guys. So who manipulated who? I got my army, I got my dragons. Like, she didn't even mention that one of her dragons got killed because of Jon Snow when she came to go save Jon Snow when he was over there past the wall. He just kept fighting when the dragon was coming. But when the Night King got his sword. But anyway it goes, the Night King was going to kill a dragon, but she went there to save Jon Snow. She went over there to visit Cersei, to basically get her to fight with them to get the people, to kill the army of the dead, the White Walkers, baby. So now we have that situation going on. So I'm just like, oh shit. So now, and Sansa was like, okay, she kind of like eased up a little bit. And Daenerys put her hand on top of Sansa and they're talking. And so then Sansa was like, so what happens after the war? We fought for Winterfell. We got it taken away from us and we got it back. And we don't bend the knee to nobody. We're not giving up this. And so then Daenerys, she moved her hand quickly away, basically was just like, okay, this is not going so well. And Sansa was just like, we're not bowing down and we're not getting rid of Winterfell. So, and Sansa ain't playing. So, she's doing some business with Arya, but I don't know if they will kill her. I don't know if, Arya is able to kill Daenerys, and would she make that move after the war? Because now we're going to be on episode 3. So they're going to be many more wars before the season's over, because if they're starting already to fight on episode 2, then it's going down. And then we get none other than Theon. Theon's back in the building. Poor Theon. I hope he be able to redeem himself. He's been like a punching bag. He's there. They find out that Yara, his sister, she went back. She sailed back. She couldn't sail with him. She's going back to that homeland, getting everything together and everything like that. So we'll see what happens. But we also know that Jaime told Daenerys that the Gold Bank, the Gold Company, is actually behind and supporting, Cersei. So after we finish, the White Walkers, the Night Army, the Dead Walking, the Dead Army, Sansa has a whole, Cersei has a whole army that is going to be there to protect her and the Golden Bank. So they might have to fight them if they actually don't get killed by the White Walkers or the Night King. So Theon's back and he wants to fight and he hugs Sansa. Sansa runs to Theon. They hug each other because they've been through hell and back together, because they were captured. They were slaves together. They were, tortured. And raped. His penis was cut off. Everything bad happened to them too. But Theon was able to actually garnish enough courage to help Sansa get out. And Sansa was ready to go. They was tortured by the dogs. It was just so crazy what they went through. And Daenerys is watching them. And she's watching Theon. She's watching all the Starks and everything. And Winterfell. And she's actually taking into account where she's going to realize whether she can trust these people. Or they real, or is it worth it? Because she actually pays attention to everything. And I don't know if Daenerys is going to change on Jon Snow, because one thing she was the power and the control. She can have Jon Snow next to her, but actually to lose all that power is going to be a lot for her, not to be running the 7 kingdoms. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to be on all the thrones. She wanted to be the queen of the world over here in Game of Thrones. And so we get, Torment, Beric, we get everybody getting back, we get everybody that's back, and basically they let Jon Snow know that the army of the dead is right around the corner. They should be here by sunrise. So now everybody got to get prepared for war. And it was great to have that reunion too as well. And then you have Tormund talking about where's that tall thing guy. He loves him some Bree boy. And they're talking about who survived, who didn't survive. And basically they're saying whoever's here is here. Whoever's not here is on the other side. They're fighting on the other side. So that's cool too as well. Now they're getting ready to fight. They're getting ready for their battle. But I want to show you this. Like, you know, everyone's getting ready for the battle and fighting. But then you have, you know, Sir Davos, he's over there and he sees a little girl that wants to fight and her face is burnt just like his daughter used to be. I was just like, damn, yo, that shit was crazy. And he's just thinking like, damn, this war is crazy. The kids are fighting. He don't know if they're going to survive or not. But, you know, it's back and forth on this episode where some people saying they're going to survive. Some people, Tyrion thinks they're going to survive. The rest of them think they're going to die. So basically Jon Snow and everybody else and, you know, Daenerys and everybody else is in the room, you know, Tyrion, basically discussing their, you know, what are they going to use to fight, how they're going to fight, and basically all the information they need to fight and how they're going to set up and stuff like that. And then Bran also jumps into the conversation too as well. Once he jumps in because he's asked a question from, you know, Arya, and Arya is saying like, can the dragon fire kill, you know, the Night King? And they're like, he was like, I don't know. And then Jon Snow is saying that, you know, all the White Walkers or all the army of the dead, you know, the Night King has turned them. But once we kill the Night King, then they all die too as well. And we realized that, you know, last season. So it's just like, and it was like he's probably not gonna come. But then Bran said yes, he is gonna come because he wants to kill me. And I was like, why does he want to kill you? Bran is like, because I got the Mark army and he knows where I'm at all times. And then on top of that, you know, he wants to kill all the ravens. And then he explains why. It's because, you know, the Night King wants to erase the living. He wants to erase history. And then you have Samuel was like, he can't erase history, he can't erase us, he can't do that. And so now they're going to use a measure where they leave Bran in like the field, and you know they're gonna and Theon is going to protect Bran, and they believe, and Bran is okay with Theon protecting him because he trusts Theon and he can see the future. So I don't know if Bran sees that, you know, they're gonna kill the Night King or not, but he's going to come face to face, and basically they're going to try to set a trap to bring the Night King out, because basically the Night King is going to send his army to kill all of them and then get to Bran and kill him because he can erase history. Let's see what happens with this situation. It'd be so nice if Bran can take control of Jon Snow since he's a Targaryen, you know, something, and then get on that dragon and kill the Night King. But it's all wishful thinking. So Bran is just telling his situation, but at the end Tyrion ends up talking to Bran and they have a conversation. I know he spilled the beans and gave him more information that he needs to help with, you know, Daenerys, with Jon, and with, you know, Cersei, and also with Sansa too as well, and, you know, Jaime. So he's getting the information, and Arya too as well, and he's actually will be able to believe and take in the information too as well. So Tyrion's a good choice, but I wish they would have showed the conversation. That would have been great. Then we have Grey Worm basically telling Sandy that, you know what, when we leave, when the war's over, you know, this ain't a place for us, we're gonna go somewhere else. You know, Sandy was like, we're going to go to the beach. So they're going to do their thing when it's over. So they believe that the war is going to be over and they're going to survive and they're going to be together. And Grey Worm is like, there got to be something else you want to do in life. There got to be something else you want to go instead of, you know, serving Daenerys. So everyone's getting ready to go, you know, and Samuel Talley's actually talking to Jon Snow. Was like, did you tell her yet? Jon Snow was like, no, I did not tell Daenerys yet. He was like, oh, well, you're trying to bide your time, trying to wait for the perfect timing to tell her. So we're going to see how that situation goes down. And then we got the three. We got Samuel, Jon Snow, and Grant, whatever his name is, and basically they're talking about it's just them three. They all started off at the wall and it was all cool, and there's only them three left out of their whole gang that they started together. So it's just like, oh shit, like damn. And it's like it's going to be the end. So I wonder what's going to happen. Are they going to kill the White Walkers? Because I want to see the war with Cersei. I want to see another big war with Cersei. Oh my God, and her people. That would be crazy. And the White Walkers, you know, just kill them and get rid of them, because there ain't no story with them. You know, you can't go, you know, it's not a story with them. So hopefully they get rid of the White Walkers and they get the Night King. But the Night King is going to come back. You already know that. So then we have, you know, Tyrion. We have Sir Davos. We have Tormund. We have Jaime. And there's also Bree. She's there too as well. Podrick, he's there too as well. Podrick's there too as well. And basically they're sitting around talking. And basically that's when, you know, Bree, she gets knighted. And they're just having a conversation about the war, trying to stay warm. They're drinking. Bree does not want to drink at all because they got to fight. You know, they're all nervous and they're scared. Tyrion thinks they're going to survive. You know, they don't know what to do with themselves. It's just like, damn. But they're all, you know, building a relationship with each other to become closer together. So we'll see how that we'll see how that situation go. I'm just like, damn, man. Like, this is so crazy. And then Jon Snow finally tells, you know, Daenerys. He lets Daenerys know what's going on, you know, basically what's going on in his situation, because he's down there. He's actually looking at he's actually looking at his mom, which, you know, is a Stark basically. And so then you have Daenerys saying like, oh, my brother Aegon, you know, raped her, blase and the third, and it was so messed up. And then Jon Snow was like, no, he did not rape her. They was in love. They got married. They had a child, and then she died giving birth to the child, and they gave the baby to Robb Stark, which was to protect the baby, which is Jon Snow. And actually, she goes, how do you know that? He goes, actually, I am, you know, a Targaryen, you know, my name is Aegon Targaryen, or something like that. He said his name was. So now she knows. But, yo, that shit was crazy when we found out, you know, how Jon Snow was born. You know, that shit was crazy. And so, you know, so we have this situation, and he's basically telling her the story, and she doesn't believe him. And she's like, what's going on? She was like, you know, Daenerys is like, no, that's not true, because that means, she was like, then that means you in charge of the Seven Kingdoms. That means that you sit on the throne. That means you the last heir and the last male heir, and you can get everything. So she's not hearing it. So they're arguing, getting ready for war. They're not talking to each other. She's mad because she was like, it can't be true. Your best friend told you this, and your brother, because she was like, how do you know? He was like, Bran and Samuel Tally, you know, when he was over there serving his time over there, he actually read the diaries and actually found out that Jon Snow was a Targaryen. And basically he was hidden so he wouldn't be killed, because if they would have found out he was a Targaryen, you know, was it Robb Stark would have killed him, or not Robb Stark? Robb would have killed him, which is Cersei's first husband would have killed him. So basically, you know, he pretended like that was his son. Ned Stark pretended like that was his son. So it just went down that way, and so she's not hearing it at all. And then we have the Night Walker right there on his way, just on his way, sitting on that horse, ready to kill. Can't even see. Like, damn, like, this shit is crazy. Like, this is going down. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, it's going down. I don't know what's going to happen with this situation. But then we also have, you know, Arya. She ends up making love and having sex with, you know, Gendry. I was like, oh my OMG, I'm still think that Arya's a little girl, but she doesn't have sex with Gendry back there. Like, she got her sword, you know, her stick, the wood, and you know, it got Valyrian steel on it, and it has dragon glass on it, so she's ready to fight. I wonder if she's gonna be able to kill, you know, the Night King, but I think that's going to be Jon Snow that's going to be able to kill the Night King. And then we also have Samuel Tally. He actually gives, you know, Sir Jorah a Valyrian steel sword so he can fight with. I was like, yo, that's cool. And so it is what it is with that situation. I was like, damn. But then we get Arya. She ends up talking to the Hound. She was like, the Hound, I don't know why you here. You only fight for yourself. And he was like, you don't remember? I fought for you. I helped you. You don't remember that? And she was like, And then Beric, he comes through, and basically he had kidnapped Arya, so she was she got kidnapped by him, but she ended up getting away and all this other stuff. The shit, that was a crazy fight when she had got kidnapped and the dude got cut in half. It was just so crazy. So basically she was like, you know what, I'm not gonna sit around here and talk. They was asking about the red lady, and then, you know, Beric was trying to, you know, preach and whatever. The Hound was like, I don't want to hear it. And Arya, she goes over there and she get her some Gendrick. She loses her virginity to him. So I was like, damn. But it was hard to see her have sex or whatever, because I'm still thinking that she's a little kid, but they're all grown now. So this situation is crazy. So we're gonna see what Cersei's over there doing, what she's planning, and how far as, you know, and oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? But I believe, you know, Jaime's gonna have to kill Cersei, because it's like the twins killing both. One of the twins killed the other twin. You know, that's a big thing. So we're gonna see what happens with that situation. Peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples. Please hit that like button.